All right, so it seems like every day is a descent into clown world. It just gets weirder and weirder. These people, you give them an inch and they take a mile until you start taking their own territory back. Okay, so of these characters of this movie that I'm sure you've all seen, if you haven't seen it, go find it online and go watch it. If you haven't seen it, then what are you even doing on this channel? My God, you should be ashamed of yourself if you haven't seen this movie. Killer film, 87. 87, he made a bunch of good movies. There were a bunch of good movies, like from, I don't know, 75 to 90-ish. I would guess that would be peak stupid Hollywood action movies, which were amazing. So one of these guys has to be. So they have to. We've got to take these characters. Even though when you saw the movie, sexuality wasn't really an issue. Neither was their sex. It was just kind of given. Like you didn't. It never came up in the movie. Some of them have to be BLTs. Some have to be trans. Then non-binary. Some have to be disabled. Yes, the joke is there waiting to be said, but it would be the last thing you say on YouTube. And then some have to be HIV positive, living with HIV and or disabilities. So it's disabled, gay, trans, oh, and probably POC. But there's two guys who look POC, but I don't know if they're really. I mean, do they identify as POC? What if they don't? What if they don't? What if the two black guys identified as people of the light, and the two Austrian dude identified as POCs? What would you do then? Would they cancel each other out, or would we just like wink, wink, nod, nod? We know this is clown world. Let's just do what needs to be done. Anyway, so admittedly, it didn't come up in the movie, their sexuality. But if you have to remake Predator now, you're going to have to put it in there. There are going to have to be some discussions on how non-binary they are, Zim and Zur are. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous. It's like these people. This is from this article from. Let me get it. It's from this article from GLAAD, which is I think kind of an out of fashion organization. That they're talking about representation, and the thing is, these people are so deep in an echo chamber. They're this like Tumblr crowd who kind of grew up, but they stayed in their echo chamber where they're just writing. Some of them are writing papers back and forth to like the same crowd, or they're on Twitter. Or there are all these, just what is that, BreadTube, one of those sites? My God, these people make long. I have never actually finished a video. And here's the thing I don't understand versus the left versus the right. The left wing will hate watch right of center stuff. Like there are people out there who are hate watching CG, not my stuff, thank God. But other like the bigger CG channels, they're hate watching it, thinking like I know of those left wing channels. I've watched about 5 minutes of them before I just can't watch this. This is horrible. This is just the soy. This is just the passive aggressive backbiting. Like we all knew kids like that growing up. Just the most just wormy people just tattling on the teacher, telling the teacher of every little infraction. It's like getting you on every little technicality. You're like, dude, what is wrong with you? But kids back in the day, you had peer pressure to beat that out of kids, figuratively. I mean, of course, and they would stop. But nowadays, it's all about feelings and self-esteem and winning participation trophies. Anyway, these people are in such a echo chamber, such a GD and echo chamber. They have no idea how they sound to normal people who look at them and like, are you people insane? What are you talking about? You want LGBT gay hobbits in Predator or something? How does that work? So I forget the guy's name. The black guy and the Austrian guy, they're talking to each other. It's like, I need you to go on a, what was his name? It was something from a Reagan movie. He needs you to go on a mission. Oh, my pronouns are you kidding me? Guys don't talk like that. Very few people talk like that. Even San Francisco liberals, they don't really talk like that. They talk like that on Twitter. Real life is a whole different story. So they found that the demographics of disabled, HIV, and LG, whatever, were completely absent from major studios. Gee, why? I mean, why would they be in the movies? What's the market share of HIV, disabled, and BLT, or non-binary? Isn't non-binary under the BLT umbrella? I guess not. I guess you think to like put it off on its own. What's the market for that? 1% less of now. Now you got to combine that. You think, oh well, 1% of a country is still 3 million plus people. It's a good market. And what percentage of those are interested in your project? Oh, about 6,000. Was that enough to sustain anything? No. That's why they weren't in the movies. That's a cute little plastic bobble-headed piece of crap. They sell one of these. Oh my God! They sell Galactus, the 10-inch figure. It's like $50 for colored painted plastic made in China. That costs the Chinese $1 to make, probably $1 to ship, and then $1 to get to the stores. And they're selling that for $50, and people are like, oh, I've got to have the latest Funko Pop doll. I don't know. I don't have any Funko Pop dolls because even if I was a kid, I wouldn't be insane like this. Like, you want to spend $50 for a piece of plastic garbage? Anyway, so I absolutely support making everyone gay and everyone BLT and disabled, because anything like that helps burn down Hollywood. And the funny thing is, half the actors already are BLT. They just don't carry rainbow flags around or introduce it into the script because there's no room for it. In most movies, making characters BLT wouldn't make sense. Like I showed you in 1987 Predator, the topic never really came up. So theoretically, all the characters could be BLT. You'd never know it because they just don't go around talking about it. Like, normal people don't tell you their pronouns. You're like, someone tells you your pronouns. Yeah, okay, well, I never want to talk to you again. Please go away. You would just end it like that. Or honestly, it's like, hey dude, I'm gonna forget that 30 seconds from now. Oh, sorry, forgot it. And that's the truth of the matter. How do you expect people? Do you want to wear a name badge? Seriously, do you guys think that's true? If you're 6'2" and you're 200 pounds, you're a male. Most people are going to refer to you as a male before they ask you your pronouns because you're not insane. None of this makes sense. It's all clown world. Anyway, so yeah, all the Predator guys could all be gay. You never know it. They don't want movies. They want 90-minute propaganda commercials, just commercials for the BLT, whatever. Or take something like Clerks, another excellent movie you can find online. A relationship is between the guy, Dante, and a woman, or two women, which is like 98% of your audience understands that straight relationship. So you get Dante and his two girlfriends. If you made them all trans, which in real world terms means openly visible trans. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, you can't just have Dante be trans on the inside. So Dante would be a man only on the outside. What was that from Jay and Silent Bob with Will Ferrell? So go see that movie too. That was excellent. So Dante would be a dude, but you'd have to dress him like a chick, which sort of begs the question, isn't the concept of clothing just kind of a social construct? A cotton dress or pants and a shirt, it just doesn't make the man or the woman. You can put Dante in a dress, but it's still just a guy in a dress. The clothing doesn't change the fundamental reality. I almost think that this fad is just kids looking for attention, and they'll grow out of it like all fads. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Do not see Zoolander Part 2. That was horrible. That's one of those movies you get 10 minutes into it and you're like, oh, this is a mistake. Do I keep watching? Yeah, I want to see how bad it is. Go watch the first Zoolander. But whatever, put Dante in a dress and he is now a fully functioning biological woman, because that is all a woman is, just an object in a dress. Real women are men, bigot. Do words mean anything anymore? It's like every day is clown world, but it's Groundhog Day clown world. So Dante identifies as a lady and his two girlfriends identify as guys. So nothing really changes, except now Dante just looks like an idiot. And, why does he have to wear a dress? Clothing is just clothing. Isn't he just as much a woman wearing men's clothing? Or, just clothing typically identified with men, though women probably wear more jeans, pants now than they do dresses. Which means we've gone full circle, except that he would use female pronouns and the two girls would use male pronouns, or maybe their pronouns. So the audience is confused the whole time while you're calling the guy with a beard a she and the two females by he. It's as if this is just part of a humiliation ritual. Like they want to see how much they can get away with before people decide to censor some censored and have some s'mores. You can start to run old movies through your head for bits of wrong think, and you're usually going to find something. Even Clerks had some wrong think. I won't say it on YouTube, but if you see it, you'll be like, oh shit, they couldn't do this today. I keep wondering about movies post 2020 BLM riots, and I realize that they're going to suck. They're going to suck so bad. It's going to be Black Widow levels of African women training in Russia in the early 90s, that level of propaganda. Or women running around the Middle East without any problems whatsoever. If the movies are going to be this ridiculous, then why even bother setting them on planet Earth? Most people don't understand the pronoun stuff, and to be more accurate, they believe it to be a silly teenage fad, which it absolutely is. It's self-obsessed, first world, hedonistic, navel-gazing. You have these whole generations of potato-shaped kids on couches who should be outside playing soccer, but instead are on social media just totally desperate for ways to get attention. Dad, I'm like non-binary this week. No, dude, you've been brainwashed by filthy, filthy globalists who want to lower birth rates and in-group preference. Eventually, the PC movement is going to paint themselves into a corner, though, because more and more things are going to be haram, other than the standard blonde man bad joke, which I am all for. Accelerate this cultural cancer to destruction. People seem to forget the power that we have with videos, camera, cell phones, and social media. We can make our own content. It's not like Hollywood. Of course it's not. Think of it this way. Every minute you spend watching this video is a minute we're stealing from Disney. Disney and the rest of CNN, it does not like social media just for that reason. They do not want to lose eyeballs and purse strings. I spent more time listening to YouTube videos talk about Disney Star Wars than I ever spent actually watching Disney Star Wars. I'd be more inclined to watch a parody on Star Wars than I ever would be to watch or pay for anything by Disney, because they're filthy, filthy people. So yes, please make everyone BLT HIV plus. I'm sure Normie Juan 6 Cerveza will jump at the chance to throw money at gay hobbits with AIDS. I'm sure that is a marketing strategy that will pay dividends. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to Odysee, BitChute, Coffee if you want to leave me a message, or Discord or email.